Welcome to Event-Vods. These are the best highlights of today's LEC 2025 matchup.
With a Siva Lulu, I mean, again, drafts we knew were going to be a bit more chaotic with...
So Skewman has done a good job of avoiding it, so now you're getting the reset from Lot, but you're actually looking at the dive from G2, but it's G2 who are getting dove on top.
Broken Blade, I want to see what he started here as he gets a passive bit of healing. Shielded Duran as a Bramble Smash start, he flashes away. Broken Blade, the minions are going to be running out soon as well. He's looking for level 2. He's got a grasp up and waiting as well. Level 2 now acquired. He's got a twisted advance, and this is another reason why Maokai's picked in the
down
lane.
onto the Jax.
And the thing Lot's got in his advantage is the fact that he still has TP available, and of course he's gone cookies for survivability in lane, so it does have another escape there. As for Broken Blade, he gets tagged out. That's a Solar Snare that locks him in place. Some passive stacks coming up as well. It's a Justice Punch. It's a reverse from Noah that does absolutely nothing there with the rebuttal. Waiting for the Bramble Smash. Broken Blade held on.
Yeah, the problem for BB is that this wave is now pushing away from him, so would love to be able to step up and try and get some sort of control, but he's never going to be able to.
Like maybe Siva's W in a Ricochet wave probably gets like 2 or 3 bounces, so she also clears wave, but I
don't know the interaction with Aurora.
Aurora ulti would be funny.
I don't think so, but it technically is a projectile.
It'd be like
so
the
maybe.
Olympic, as the start of the Olympic Games. You know?
But yeah, I mean, things like Whimsy, that could be really important, where you're able to, like, if someone is trying to do it to you, you can just immediately send it back and get Labrov interrupted. But yeah, I mean, I think it's even just well, it is a very nice part of her kit. It's the ability to just get a ton of damage off at long range, which is really vital as Lot takes a general turn.
Yeah, not too great. Bramble Smash isn't negated though, so good rebuttal to set us off. Shielded Duran gets the stun up. Jun is waiting for the Justice Punch, and it's again another Solar Snare. Broken Blade's kept in place for so long. Twisted Advance is buying him time until it doesn't execute it down, and Noah gets first blood.
So the way Mel works is that the more time she hits you with abilities, she will stack up her passive, which is going to be more procs of damage, and eventually that is going to hit an execution threshold, and that's exactly what you saw. Broken Blade just popped as he hit the threshold, and now nicely done by Noah and Jun. Again, Broken Blade just kind of taking a step too far forward. A full dive onto Lot, still an option, and that's where you can see Lot immediately resetting. It's just like, look, well, at least trying to run away, because he knows there's many members. Caps actually stopped his reset, so it looks like that dive is going to happen now on the wave.
Skewmon coming in as well with his ulti in tow. Lot's already been poked down to half HP. He's popped his pots, waiting as well, but the glitter lances keep coming out. Left, right, and center. The Grandmaster at Arms matters not. The burst is enough from Caps. And his first kill. Now about this development, how things come together when they're with this crazy roster built together for so long. Now Broken Blade teleporting in. This is not how it comes together. Execute yet again. Are you ready? Noah doesn't even need to press the button. Instead, Jackies takes a kill. A response kill in response, though. Gross. Labrov saving his 80 carry. The all-in and mid, though, is now onto Caps. It's a bit of trouble here as Jackie wants to find him between worlds to get on out. The escape is there. Caps gets some good damage. As a return, dodges away from the shock blast without enhancement. G2 mid laner versus GIANTX. Jackie so walks in, flashes out. The burst is massive, but look who's here to make it unfair. Flash wind becomes lightning, and Skewmon pulls it off perfect. Especially when I keep calling it Atma's Impaler Dagda, but I'm thinking of Sundered Sky being so broken at the moment. Black Cleaver being so popular in this meta.
I do think you get a lot of value from it in this sort of scenario, though, where you can... Oh, hang on, Jun.
I think he's all right. Okay,
yeah. Right. So the idea behind the Titanic Hydra here is to, as quickly as possible, just want to pop someone up in the air as quickly as you can. Labrov
being turned on. Lot is here. Counter-Strike is up and available. Heal now burn. Wild Growth is there for Labrov yet again. There might be an Execute as well. Set on up with the Sun as Golden Eclipse available too.
I'm shocked Labrov managed to make it out of that one, especially when Hans Sama didn't have the ultimate available to give him that movement speed. But GIANTX, they get those 6 grubs. They should be able to get this dragon, and yeah, you'll trade it for a tower, but kind of a nice job by GIANTX, and just kind of Labrov poking his head in that bit too deep.
It's just a bit of a puddle. It's not really a river, is it? It's more of a puddle. Like, rivers into that it's running water, or it's at least got some measure to it. Like, if you look from this camera angle, there's no claimed, but at least getting some gold. Well, Broken Blade tries to do the same, and will actually just be able to force this himself. So double turret is going to be the take here for G2.
So we manage it. Oh, nice flash, but
here's a tree.
There's the roots, and there's nothing that GIANTX can do. So
yeah, in a pretty good place, despite being 800 gold down. You're saying, yep, the Civ is already at 1 item. The wave clear that Dagda just mentioned is horrible to deal with. As Herald now starts, and for G2, let's see if Hans Sama can do anything in the fight, as it might just reset and lose patience.
They're trying to wait for Caps to reset. He's only just gone for the back button there. We'll have to TP back in, but GIANTX already in a decent position now, so looks like they're just going to try and walk it out.
Going to be aware of this shortly, I believe. GIANTX, however, have cleared the wards out.
It's given G2... Oh, hang on. Lebrov gets caught, but...
Set up there.
I was going to say, it's given G2 the chances to hit level 11 for Broken Blade just there on that top side. They would have liked to hit it on Hans Sama, but looks like they're just not going to be a Caps TPing, though.
The flank is big. G2 have Broken Blade at the helm as well. And as that TP flies through with Caps, note that GX have brought everyone here. Lot gets bursted out, though, and now Hans Sama can fire away onto Lot. And there's no boomerang to hit him down. The Nature's Grasp is set back as Jun is still dead. GIANTX couldn't walk into the fight.
Still play relatively aggressive on this play.
But an objective for G2. I mean, again, with stack up to 2, it's a Chemtech Soul yet again in this game. And G2 are going to start it off right. Dag to the gold lead, 2,200 at 18.5 minutes in this game. Just again, another early game that for GIANTX has put them a bit behind. Fiddle with Lebrov just poking his head in to peek in, and you can see now Jackie's has found his way in. I spoke about Lebrov, he's wild growth himself. Hans Sama caught out as well, but there's no overwhelm. The Golden Eclipse is used. Hans Sama is out. Redemption will heal him as into the back. Broken Blade smashes down, but GIANTX stay firm. Strong as a 5-man unit. G2 were caught out.
And that was just the perfect example of how GIANTX want to try and play their composition in a fight. You can set up for some poke, but in the run of the things, when that does, kind of has to get into a position where he's already in river with his team to make this fight kind of work, so they have the opportunity to chase people down. But the fact that mid tower still stands always lets GIANTX have a jumping off point where they can't be chased.
Oh, you can't be caught out here. Ulti sent upwards, help from Closer, but a great ulti from Caps. Now G2 have to make the grand escape as Closer can't save the day.
That's an important part in denying G2 the engage that they want.
Look at it with Blackfire Torch as well. It hits the execution threshold. The minion just dies. It's crazy. G2 start off this dragon, but they're not hard committing yet. Jun is getting zoned out by Lebrov's annoying damage. And Caps having push in bot as well means that this is just going to be dragon done.
But it's Atakan on the opposite side. GIANTX looks like trying to burst it down. Broken Blade, when I think spotted out. No, just throwing in a sap lane in towards the pit. So I think this is just going to go down. I don't know if G2 are aware. Now Broken Blade knows.
He can stop them. He can use that knowledge, turn it into power. Atakan is peeked away from. To give you movement speed as a mid laner. Remember, it was a health item. It was a tank item. Started with O.
The only one I can think of is Omrecker in my head.
No, I don't think it's still that existed. Impale. Broken Blade's caught out, but he is a tank. Wild Growth keeps him in measure as well. Out, that's Skewmon rather, excuse me, Broken Blade's now here in the same spot they got defeated before. GIANTX still willing to take the fight, but Closer can't get the wall. Lebrov was inches away. GIANTX have taken some big trades from that as well. Jackie's very low as Broken Blade looks to delay.
He just keeps going at them. It's like, what are you going to do to kill me?
So they want that impale. They want that pick, they want that poke.
But G2 can't look for the engage because, again, you've got that reflect from Noah. He needs to be standing towards the front to make sure Broken Blade does open up, he can cover.
It's a jump in with Audacious Charge, but against the wall now found out. Impale again onto the jungler, but in a 4 as a choke. It's dangerous. G2 are getting Hans Sama to free fire. Watch him, even as Jun jumps in. Hans is not dying. Lot has a counter-strike up and available, but Hans has a Lulu there and available too. A double over to Hans, and they just couldn't take the Sivir down.
G2 were very patient in that fight, waited for just the right moments to use the cooldowns. That means that G2 now, they're just going to hold on to the wave. I think they just want to look to end.
They're going to try. Death time is long enough. We see our first smell, but it doesn't get to do much at all. G2, their experience still comes in handy and as good as you like. Next turret number 1 under threat. Jun needs to buy time, and buying time with his shield of Duran is exactly what he does. He clears the wave. Next turret number 2 might be too much to ask for. He's done a good job at trying to delay the inevitable, but GIANTX, they're getting battered. They're getting torn apart by these turrets. There's damage from the Sivir. Now with an Ardent Sensor, the Nexus is being hit down too fast. Hans flashes away, and G2-0 is how they start their playoffs for winter.